Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got back from the theaters after seeing Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This is a 2016 film that was directed by Gareth Edwards. And the plot is we meet Jyn Erso, who was played by Felicity Jones. At the very beginning, when she was a little girl, she watched her father be taken by the Empire, and they needed him to create for them the ultimate weapon. I'm talking about the Death Star that we all know and love from Episode 4, A New Hope. And so she gets recruited, in a sense, by the rebels, the Alliance, who they're desperate. They need to find a way to either get to her father, stop him from creating this, or just find a way to stop the Empire in general. Now, what I thought of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is... man, oh man, did I love this movie. I did. I fell in love with this movie just from the premise alone. Think about how this is a prequel. They took the setup of A New Hope and they created a whole movie out of it, a whole plot out of it that actually had high stakes, that actually made you care about these characters and the situation going on. They created a war movie. It's wars is in the title of Star Wars, right? But this is the first one that really felt like an epic war film. I came out of the theater with a couple people who said that they thought the beginning was a little slow and just didn't move fast enough for them, and that they didn't connect with all of the characters like they wanted. And I can understand some of those complaints. I can understand if some people thought that the beginning of this movie was slow, because it's directed by Gareth Edwards, the same guy who directed Godzilla just a couple of years ago. And me included, I was one of those people who did complain that it was a little slow and that it took a little too long to get to the Godzilla stuff and the cool action stuff that did eventually come. Sure, maybe you get a tiny bit of that here, but I thought it was world building. I thought it was situational building. They established just what it's like for all of these planets and all of these regular people or aliens, anyone living in these planets, for what it's like to be under the control of the Empire. It's something that we never really truly got in the other Star Wars movies. We always follow a Jedi character or a more powerful character who can take them down, but you never really see it from the point of view of an average person. And I love that that's who we're following here. I love that we're getting this from a different point of view, seeing just how scary the Empire was at this time. Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso I thought was great. Maybe you could say that her character is only developed to a point, but I didn't think she had to go any further. I thought she was capable, smart, and a strong character from the beginning, and I liked that. And I liked that she had a hard edge to her, because when you see her backstory, you get it. Diego Luna, who plays Captain Kassan. Now, he's a guy who, he works for the rebels. He works for the Alliance. So he's a good guy, right? At the very beginning, you see him taking orders, going on assignments for the rebels, but he's doing things questionably. He's doing things that made me go, wow, I don't know if I trust this guy. So it's a great dynamic to watch him interact with Jyn or other members of the group, and you wonder, where exactly does he stand? Alan Tudyk he does the voice for the droid in this movie, K2SO. And this droid, not only did I like his look, his design, because it wasn't too flashy, it wasn't too colorful or in your face, it was practical, especially for what they established with him, but his delivery, his lines, his comedic timing, and trust me, he's not over the top comedic, he's not goofy or annoying. As much as I like BB-8, as much as I like the originals, C-3PO and R2-D2, this character, K2SO, he's become one of my favorite androids ever. I loved his dynamic with these characters, especially Jyn, and his sarcastic comments to her, or how he had feelings, he had a personality. I loved his character so much. One of my favorite was a robot. Go figure. Jian Wen plays Baz, and he's a badass character too. I really enjoyed him, but when you have Donnie Yen as this character, Chirrut Imwe. Donnie Yen was amazing. His character is blind, and so you're wondering, okay, how can he contribute to the group? Well, he's a Force believer. So he doesn't have the Force, he's not Force sensitive, but he's a follower. It's like a religion to some people, and he truly believes that the Force is with him, that he's protected, that he can do these extraordinary things because of his faith. And I love that. I love that they treated the Force this way. It was fascinating. And seeing what he's capable of, you almost go like, well, hell, maybe he's right. Forrest Whitaker plays Saw Gerrera. Had a lot of mystery to him, and it just makes you wonder how he got from where he is now to before. Like, oh, he's a fascinating character. Mads Mikkelsen plays the father of Jyn Erso, and Mads Mikkelsen was great here. He's always a great actor, he is, but especially seeing him in Doctor Strange, you can argue that his character wasn't developed enough. I felt a whole lot more for him in this movie in general. Ben Mendelsohn plays Commander Krennic, and as a villain, he's great. He's just a guy who is here. He was put in charge of this project, and he's afraid of who he's working for because things don't always go right. And I thought he sold those scenes. He did. But who he's working for? Darth Vader. Yes, Darth Vader is in this movie. It's not a spoiler. Don't worry. I'm not going to spoil anything because we knew Vader was in this movie. He's in the promotional stuff. He's in the trailers, the commercials. They're marketing this movie a lot on Vader. And I'll just say this. Even if this movie sucked, the scene with Vader in this movie is so freaking awesome that it will make you love the movie just of that. Like, I loved it. I loved it so much. This whole movie, I thought the action was great. The special effects. I love that they blend practical with CGI. Thank you for doing that. It looks amazing. The war stuff, like I said, you could say it's action, sci-fi, fantasy. Sure, that's there, but it felt so much like I was watching a war. I felt like I was watching soldiers go into battle, and characters are dying left and right, and you care. I care. I want to do it. I almost have to do it, right? I'm going to give this movie a better than sex. For anybody who complained that The Force Awakens was just a retread and the same stuff from the original trilogy and not enough new, different stuff, you're going to get that here. You get a lot of new, a lot of different, a lot of new characters, new story. I loved it. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you're interested in seeing Rogue One, or if you already saw Rogue One, what did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!